everyone. In this video, our team will show the processes we use to create the software. Our team has 9 people, so we divide our presentation into 9 parts. First, I'll talk about the Scrum part. We have 5 sprints, and there are none of us in the team, so we decided to appoint 2 Scrum Masters per sprint for the first 4 sprints, and then appoint 1 Scrum Master for the last sprint. In terms of our Scrum meetings, our meetings make sure that each team member is clear about their tasks, and each team member is kept up to date with the latest progress. To make meetings more efficient, our team has some thoughts on what we can change in the future. Firstly, before the meeting, the Scrum Master can write down the purpose and the agenda of the meeting and then send to our group. Secondly, we can shorten the length of the meeting to 30 minutes or less. Lastly, after the meeting, the Scrum Master can write meeting minutes and then send to our group. In terms of our Scrum procedure, we conduct sprint meetings twice a week to ensure we are on schedule. We pay attention to updates on clients' requirements, and we communicate regularly with clients to ensure that the software we develop meets the client's needs. Sometimes we don't update the Scrum board in time, so one thing we need to improve is that we should keep the Scrum board on GitHub up to date. The communication among our team is timely. For example, if someone in our team wants to ask questions or share ideas, that person can post a message in our WeChat group. Then the rest of us will reply. And we also use Zoom to conduct meetings.
For the requirements, we get them like this. First, identify the stakeholders, and according to the project files, define what is the purpose of the project. And based on the shared information on the OneDrive GitHub, the key requirements are extracted and recorded in the document. Then, the team also categorized all the requirements that were summarized, which made it more clear and easier for us to prioritize. Also, in the early stage of development, when the information is not so detailed, the team based on the link Q&A and GitHub collects all the requirements as much as possible. If there are any questions in the process, we ask them on Slack in time to confirm the requirements information. During the project, we had a major change in requirements from using MATLAB code to a new Excel for calculations. This made us stop research on optimizing the MATLAB logic code and wait for the Selenium to provide the new Excel sheet. So we designed a new website model for customers based on the changes at the first time, and always pay attention to user requirements. However, because the change of requirements took up part of our project time, the realization of Excel logic and machine learning model were not completed. We can only try to meet the basic requirements as much as possible to make it look perfect. Although we didn't get a complete product, we flexible response to changes in requirements and necessarily get all requirements.
There are 2 definitions of done are shown below. The left one is our DOD at the start, and the right one is our DOD at the end. As you can see, our definition of done has evolved through the Scrum lifecycle. There are 2 significant improvements. The first change is that our definition of done becomes more specific, because some of them were not defined very clearly. For example, the first DOD said that adding code should be matched to the approved code style. However, the approved code style was not stated clearly. Hence, in the following DOD, these requirements were that adding code should have no syntax errors, and they should be readable. The second change is that we made our team's DOD become more executable, because the DOD should be the correct and detailed acceptance criteria. In the first DOD, It said that any given test for this specific task should be passed. However, my team needs to know which tasks are given. Therefore, in the following DoD, the corresponding requirements became all code should pass all unit testings. Our definition of done involves the code requirements, testing constraints, review conditions, written document requirements, and function of the product. In addition, in every aspect, the expression is specific and clear. Hence, our definition of done should be reasonable for the acceptance criteria of the product.
Communication tools mainly involve WeChat, Slack, OneDrive, Calendar, and Zoom. They help teams communicate requirements with clients, schedule meetings, resolve problems, and track progress. That reduce miscommunication and ensure members are familiar with the project, so project efficiency has been improved. Regarding version control, the team is considering using Git and GitHub to upload code and track current sprints. In addition, CS50 IDE and VS Code can cover all the code for static and dynamic code analysis. These tools facilitate sharing code among members, go back to old versions, link labels, assign users, and test code together. Therefore, that can improve project quality. At the same time, the team also tried to use PyCharm to link Excel to web page and charts, but it failed due to missing some Python components and being unable to resolve server development issues. SPN is not considered because of poor readability and takes extra time. So these tools are not considered because they affect the project progress.
The functionality of the website is implemented and tested incrementally, although our process lacks a framework to automate the testing. It is still a test-driven development. Generally, the tests are derived from the developer's experience with a large amount of human effort. Once new functionality is implemented, it's developer to execute the program and manually check its behavior according to the system specification. This process can be understood as a compromise between white box and black box testing, because the tester also has the access to source code and its components. It is confident that the program is adequately tested. Our process is good at the identification of missing logic defects and verification and validation of the program. However, it does waste lots of human effort as a result of the lack of automation. In consideration of communication efficiency, the bugs are discussed through the WeChat channel instead of pushing into GitHub. In our process, bugs are mainly caused by humans. Definitely, an automated framework such as Selenium is more desirable to mitigate the tediousness derived from repeat tasks and therefore improve the testing.
Our team had a good start. All the team members took their responsibilities and learned how to use the new tool GitHub to follow up our development progress carefully. Hence, the development progress went well at the beginning of the project. However, the biggest impediment we faced during the work process is the client changed the main requirements. Due to this issue, our team didn't distinguish the priority of the requirements very well. Then our team had an underestimation of the task complexity. Hence, our team made some decision mistakes, and these mistakes increased the software development risks and made us have a slow development process. In final stage, the sense of urgency to work was absent in our team. Therefore, it caused an irrational distribution of the requirements. These mistakes affect our team to have a worse control of the development progress. Then the whole software process is behind the schedule. Due to this issue, our team had a massive level of schedule pressure. Our team needed to work with 4 user stories in total. We spent about more than half of the whole development time to design and implement the first and second user stories, to deliver the complete interfaces with the basic functions that client wanted. Unfortunately, due to our team having an underestimation of the task complexity, we cannot finish the third and fourth user stories completely in the next few weeks. However, our team mainly to attach great importance to the third and fourth user stories, and the logic about how to convert Excel information to output checks if the project can restart. Our team may decide to allocate more team members working on the algorithm part, and other team members doing the other requirements. Then our team can work more effectively and faster. Moreover, this important decision may help us to increase our development progress to a large extent, increase the chance of delivering the software on time, and reduce the software risks. Therefore, if we can restart the project, this decision can help our team to build a better and complete software.
Documents created by the group in this project include group and personal reflections, formula sheets, keynotes of the Excel description, initial report, meeting minutes, UML design diagrams, and database design diagrams. Each team member is responsible for reading these documents. The client also has access to some of our documents, like the initial report and design diagrams. We did not have a systematic standard for each type of document, but we do have a structure for the snapshots and retrospectives. We have a standard format for these 2 documents because this will help team members recall the work and status of the sprint being reflected on. We did not have standards for other documents because as a small project, having standards on every type of documents would add overhead to our project. What's more, as the Agile Manifesto stated, working software over comprehensive documentation. Thus, we decided not to impose standards on every type of documentation. In this project, the team made professional design documentation where UML notations are used in a standard and consistent manner. We also managed to document and update changes in client requirement and software quality via group reflections on a weekly basis. But we need more documentation on testing, even if we did not have a complete product, because tests themselves are a form of documentation that describes what the product should be doing.
Now I want to give some software analytics here. I'm pretty sure there are some better methods than ours to implement this project. This time we had not enough experience to appear a perfect project. In some circumstances, maybe we can get a better one. Small pull requests improve code reviews and code quality. They protect our flow and allow us to move faster. Small pull requests encourage feedback, improve collaboration, and reduce the rest of the task, boring, and get stuck. I think our project may have gone more smoothly if we had used the smaller pull requests. Our project would have been more completed. In addition, if the reviewers were those who had previously contributed to the code being reviewed, our project will be better. On the other hand, when they find a problem with the code, they can change it in a timely manner without having to communicate with others. They're saving a lot of time,
because no one knows the code better than the creators of the code. On the other hand, when they writing this code, they may have many other good ideas, but sadly, there was no way to implement them at that time. However, when they finished writing it and review it, they may come back to those good ideas and have a good way to implement them. Then, the functionality of the code will be better. At the same time, they are familiar with the structure of the code because it belongs to them. So, the final project may be better. If I had the opportunity to perform a data analytics on our project data, I would like to answer if the project can be applied to most of the situations. In the other words, I want to answer if the data obtained from the project is as expected in all cases or most of the cases. In order to answer this question, I need to assume that our project can cover all situations. Then I need to enter some account data into the project, such as some data that is close to the human's limitation. When I get the results, I need to check that the data is reasonable. Finally, I can determine whether my assumptions are correct or not.
The nearly 3 months project is coming to the end. Here are some of the advantages and disadvantages of goods in teamwork. The advantage for the team. The first is learning ability. During this project, the team members have demonstrated good learning ability. The excellent learning ability of the team is especially reflected in algorithm research of the project. Whether it's the meta file provided by the customer at the beginning or the Excel file later, the group has carried out the relative advanced research. This is a huge help for subsequent implementation projects. The second is communication skill. The team will have weekly meetings with all members present, and the meanings of the meeting will be kept after the end. When there are daily problems, they will contact each other in advance to solve them. Good communication can greatly improve the efficiency of the team and also make the team more efficient in project development process. The third is adaptability, facing the challenge of sudden changes in customer needs. According to the changing customer demand information, the team quickly provides the new solution for the customers. Define the main goals, lays a solid foundation for software development, sets new goals in time, and allow the team to determine a new direction for the project. Here are some disadvantages. The duration of the task is not clear enough. There will be situations where some team members have too many tasks to complete, and some team members are assigned almost no tasks. This is also the reason for the slow progress in the later stages of the project. For next time, the duration of work must be specific in order to achieve the effect of the teamwork. The goals are not clear enough because the software priorities set by team do not focus on the main customer needs. We spend lots of time on the design and implementation of the website pages, resulting in not enough time to extract logic and algorithms from Excel file, and unable to implement the specific function. Next time, we need to plan the project in stages. The last one, there is no alternative. At the late stage of the project, there were some problems on our software. There were two parts that could not be realized on the function, but we did not prepare a second plan. And in the absence of a replacement, this caused our software development to stagnate and do not know what to do next. The development efficiency is reduced and build software is abnormal, and the software product cannot be delivered to customer normally. For next time, the teams should prepare alternatives in advance. Thanks for watching and listening.